the play review. Yes, I'm sitting on a chair that is pretty much almost fucked at the moment, and um, I'm talking about a play that me and my girlfriend went to see at our local Belconnen Community Centre, which is also known from time to time to be plays by Tempo Theatre, and of course Green Oak do some of their cabarets and plays there as well. But I'm talking about the Tempo Theatre play that started from the May 30th to June 7th, and I'm talking about the play The Lovebirds by Basil Thomas. That's the original playwright, even though Tempo Theatre have their own director for that, who also directed the previous play last year, Love from a Stranger. And a lot of people from not only Love from a Stranger auditioned last year, but they got successfully involved in auditioning for the Lovebirds, and I'm sure there were some people that were accepted for the play, and I'm sure there were some people that were not accepted for the play. That's sort of what normally happens with auditions anyway. I don't know how the director John Elphick goes about auditioning people, but I personally think the play was phenomenal, and my girlfriend that's not with me at the moment. I mean, she's with me, but not together at the moment. She's residing at her own place, would say and vouch the same thing. Like, the play was just absolutely amazing. And throughout this review, I will be talking about some of the highlights of the play, some of the excellent performers. And this is the little $10 booklet from the Lovebirds, and I loved this play. And yes, you can get autographs on the back, which if me and my girlfriend get the opportunity to go again, because there is still time for us to go, and if we do go again, maybe we should bring the little booklet with us and get George, Chris, and whoever from the play is willing to talk to us, and of course sign the autographs back as well. Now, I'm going to read you the characters in order of appearance before I more or less jump into my thoughts and opinions on the play as a whole. And yes, the play, if you're wondering, what is the genre of play? The genre of play is a English comedy set in like the 1930s, and the way the stage was done, like a very 1930s house. Oh, so good. The costumes, oh, so good. The directing, oh, so good. So yeah, let me get on with some of the people that played in the show. Not only I'll be reading out their fictional names, but also be reading out their real names as well. Characters order of appearance: Faye Sellars, Sarah Jackson, Victor Sellars, the lovely Chris McGrane. And why I say the lovely Chris McGrane is because not only is it one of George Belibassakis' acting friends, me, Anna, my girlfriend, and a few other people got to meet Chris again when we went to see Infamous back in April, and Chris tagged along to that, and it was really good to see that Chris McGrane as well. Helen Sellers, Sue Lynn, Ben Green, played by the fantastic Alex Banfield Powell. And why I say fantastic is the way he did a lisp, or stutter, was just absolutely amazing. Auntie Dolly was played by the friendly and lovely Marion Fitzgerald, who not only acts in tempo plays, but she does also volunteering at the Belconnen Community Centre as well, and we got chatting with her. Bertie Skidmore, played by the fantastic Bradley Jones, who also played in the play Love from a Stranger last year. Julia Skidmore by Eloise Willis, who also played in Love from a Stranger last year. Dr. Vincent was played by Paul Cowan. I've never seen him or heard of him until the play The Lovebirds, but the way he played this doctor, his comedy, the way he acted, the way he was being serious was absolutely phenomenal. Lil Mortimer by Jessica Slusser, or Slusher, however you want to say it, who also played in Love from a Stranger last year. Natasha by Ellis French. I thought her acting that I've never seen in a play before, playing a Russian, was just absolutely hilarious. The accent she did nailed it, and her character made me and my girlfriend laugh out loud so much. And of course, lucky last, our dear friend George Belibassakis, who played the character of Cecil, who you don't get to see until the end of the play. Now, why I say you don't see him until the end of the play is he basically comes out to the stage when all the actors come out to the stage for the applause at the end of the show, when all the storyline and the play wrapped up and all the cast members came out, obviously still in their costumes, but and thanked the audience. But he came out in like a bird onesie, and he did a bit of a flap thing to the audience, and I was pretty much sitting. Me and my girlfriend were pretty much sitting in row AAA, and which row AAA at Tempo Theatre is pretty much the first row right near the stage. And when our friend George did that in the bird onesie he had on, Audi, gave him the smile and thumbs up. And yes, we got chatting after the show as usual, because after they usually come out to the theatre as well. Anyway, this play, like I said, fantastic costumes. I'll show you some of the costumes there on the back. So damn good. Now, let's get to more or less the storyline. It was a bit of a love story between a couple who was played, obviously, by the actors Sarah Jackson and Chris McGrane were the two main protagonist lovers in the play, and obviously some of the side characters in the play were just absolutely amazing as well. They have this bird, but at first one of the characters think like their partner might be overly drunk or hearing voices or whatnot, but no, he's not hearing voices. There is a bird and budgie, a yellow budgie, or a form of a yellow bird in a cage that talks, and apparently is the deceased husband of a character in the play, The Lovebirds, but reincarnated into pretty much a creature or a bird. And the way George Belibassakis played Cecil, like, you never get to see him on stage, which I've seen all his other plays so far, which were by Tempo Theatre, like Mother and Son, where he physically was on stage. Then there was Love from a Stranger, where he physically came out to the stage as well. But The Lovebirds was completely different. He was backstage. Now, I don't know if he moved from a certain section to another section of the stage, but I have a feeling he did. You just don't see the movement. And the way he did voiceover acting, and the way he had played Cecil with an evil laugh and talking like a budgie or a talking bird. How they copy human voices, and he was throwing a lot of insults, and the way that was done was absolutely hilarious. Not only his character was funny, but other characters in the play were funny. Dr. Vincent by Paul Cowan was absolutely hilarious. Birdie was absolutely funny, particularly the bit towards the end where he wants to kill Cecil and more or less not just kill, but do a exorcism on Cecil. I thought that part of the play was absolutely hilarious. Lil Mortimer's character was Jessica Slusher's character of Lil Mortimer was absolutely hilarious, particularly when she was like crying on a couch. I thought that was just funny. Eloise Willis, who played Julia Skidmore, was absolutely hilarious in the play too. Aunt Dolly was just amazing. The way Marion Fitzgerald played Auntie Dolly was just so great. The character of Ben Green, who had the starter, his character was just phenomenal. Sue Lynn really played Helen Sellars well. Faye Sellars, which was with Victor Sellars. Sorry, Faye Sellars, played by Sarah Jackson's character, was just amazing. The way that Auntie Dolly and Victor was just, the dynamic between those characters were good. Every character really, really did get along quite well. And if they didn't, they eventually did. Obviously, the character of Cecil, everyone really didn't like Cecil. They really wanted to murder Cecil or kill him by performing a exorcism with like garlic and onion, like how you kill vampires, basically. I thought that scene was great, particularly when Bradley Jones' character wears like two white outfits and they try and do an exorcism, particularly the exorcism part with like rhubarb. I thought the whole exorcism thing with rhubarb was absolutely hilarious. I don't prefer any of the acts in the play. I personally think, and I'm sure my girlfriend would say the same, but Act 1 and Act 2 were so good. Like, I wasn't sure who to expect in Act 1, just like I wasn't sure who to expect in Act 2, to like the first characters to come out. I guessed that it was Cecil. I thought maybe the first character would be me and my girlfriend's friend George Belibassakis playing Cecil. I thought that might be the first character coming out, but no, it was the lovely Auntie Dolly, and of course it was Chris McGrane's character of Victor Sellars that were the first two characters in the play, and they're the first two characters in the opening scene to the play, and their costumes were amazing. Everyone's costumes was amazing. I loved how Kim Wilson played a Frenchman with a purple French beret. I thought his French accent was absolutely hilarious. I thought he was absolutely hilarious in Love from a Stranger last year, and I thought he was just as funny in The Lovebirds. Same with Bradley. I thought Bradley was great in Love from a Stranger. Obviously, his character was such a asshole in Love from a Stranger. The character that is, not the person that plays the character, but he just was such a villain. And there was a lot of villains in Love from a Stranger because it was like a murder mystery type of storyline, Agatha Christie, and I thought that was great. The Lovebirds is not a Agatha Christie story, but the story is just hilarious. It's what I think it reminds me of. I don't know if this is true necessarily, but if they decided to do a live action Looney Tunes and made Tweety Bird a villain, that's what the Lovebirds a little bit reminded me of, if they turned Tweety Bird into a villain or a character that reincarnates from a person's dead husband, which a lot of the Lovebirds storyline was about. And there was a plot twist just before the actors came on and basically said, you know, we clapped to the performers coming out on their stage and they did their handshake thing to the left and the right of the stage type of thing. Before that, there was a bit of a plot twist. Like, I feel like there could be a sequel to this play. I don't know if there is, but if there is, I'm excited for what the sequel does. I just want there to be a sequel to this play, particularly with the way it ended. To me, it ended on a cliffhanger. Then again, so did Love from a Stranger in a way, but the Lovebirds, even more so, left on even more of a higher cliffhanger than even what Love from a Stranger did. And I definitely want to ask next, if I go and see it again with my girlfriend, the play before it finishes, on if we end up going on closing night, I just want to ask George or some of the cast, like, do they feel like there could be a sequel to this play? Just, I feel like there possibly could be. And I'm going to be very biased in this review because not only I loved the comedy that was your stock standard English comedy, because a lot of people put on English accents for this play, also a French accent for the character that was French. The character that was Russian, her acting was just wow. And I think she's going to do a lot of great tempo theatre plays as well. George putting on accents like he's done before in such plays as Love from a Stranger, Mother and Son, the first ever tempo play, and the first ever performance that I saw in general with George, I thought was great. The way he played an evil bird and that evil laugh and the evil copycatting human interaction, or the insults he was throwing out and trying to scare every person that owned that bird, even though they tried to get rid of Cecil, but he sneaked his way back in there anyway. I thought that was just amazing. The costume designs were awesome for all the costumes that everyone wore. The directing was great. The stage set at Tempo, every time me and my girlfriend go to see a show at Tempo Theatre at the Belconnen Community Centre, no matter how they change the set each time, it just looks brilliant. And I'll definitely vouch to volunteer in the near distance future at Tempo Theatre. And I might even do a video eventually about when I did volunteering at the Canberra Repertory Society Theatre for Blythe Spirit, which I actually showed me and my girlfriend the movie of Blythe Spirit yesterday. So I might even do a bit of a live video on my first ever volunteering for a community theatre and how much of a good time I have and why I definitely want to do it more. Obviously, maybe part-time while looking for work, or here and there whenever I feel like I can fit in volunteering, I might do that as well. I don't know if I would get back into acting or audition for shows, but maybe. Let's see how I feel in the future if I ever decide to do that. Again, I will definitely do a review on that as well. And in saying that, I'm going to be giving The Lovebirds by Basil Thomas and directed by the fantastic John Elphick from Tempo Theatre a massive 100 out of 100 for this play. That's how good The Lovebirds is. If you haven't seen The Lovebirds yet, you can still get your tickets, whether you get the adult ticket prices or the disability or old age concession tickets. Please do. I highly recommend Tempo Theatre's play of The Lovebirds. Like, I've commented on certain groups on Facebook, like theatre groups or Tempo, how much I recommend the play The Lovebirds, and I will definitely be doing the same again. And I might even do another video, like if me and my girlfriend end up getting tickets and going again, I might even do a video on what I thought of the play the second time around. Not a review, but maybe a quick short video on my thoughts on seeing The Lovebirds for the second time. And this play, wow, there was so many people that went to the opening night. I didn't get like one of those soft drink slim cans for me and my girlfriend until the second act. The play at the Canberra Belconnen Community Centre, there was so many people there. I understand it was opening night, but it almost was sold out. That's how popular The Lovebirds at Tempo Theatre was on Friday night of the 30th of May, the second last day of May for this year, 2025. Just so many people went, and I cannot wait to talk to my friend George after today's afternoon matinee or twilight show at 4 o'clock this afternoon, just to basically ask him how today's performance went, like I've been doing when he did Mother and Son and Love from a Stranger as well. And I want to show you my tickets again, even though I did it in another video. But we were sitting first row, and so damn comfortably. That's the most comfortablest I've ever been actually at the Tempo Theatre. Like, we sat in rows A or B and maybe C before, but that was the most comfortablest I was on Friday the 30th of May. And I can show you tickets because the show's been finished for the opening night, so people won't be able to like forward these tickets. There'd be no point in it because they wouldn't be up to date anyway. Adam Sedlacek, order ID TFW9JSH, 2 tickets, tax receipt, payment date was made on Monday the 26th of May this year. The amount was $78.95. That includes me and my girlfriend's ticket for about like $35 each. Main door, Tempo Theatre presents The Lovebirds, Friday 30th of May this year, 7:30 p.m, Belconnen Community Theatre, 23 Swanson Court, Belconnen Road, AAA, Seat 7, Section Stalls, Road, AA, Seat 7, main door for the second tickets as well, same time, same theatre, same location, Seat 6, Section Stalls, Road, AAA, Seat 6. So Seat 6 and Seat 7 in rows AA we were sitting in, which is pretty much the first row of the Tempo Theatre. And there's our lovely first ever printed out tickets for Tempo Theatre, which I will be definitely keeping the tickets, just like I'll be keeping their lovely $10 program as well for a memory. And I hope you've enjoyed this review. And quickly before I end the review, like, I loved the show. That's why I rated it so highly. I'm just going to read out some of the comments on this video as well that aren't really related to the play, but let's just see what people are saying. TRG Chef, are you there? Lots of question marks. Of course I'm there, unless I'm a ghost or a spirit or a deceased human that reincarnated into a bird, and my name is Cecil. TRG Chef, hello. That's a lot of hellos. I am. Step it up in here. Double tap your screen to like. It's free to like and subscribe. Help the algorithms. Interesting comment. And Ammonia Akabazai, if I'm saying the name right, says hello, or said hi, and a wave emoji. Hi to you as well. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my recent Tempo Theatre play review. It was just absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to see what Tempo Theatre do for the next play. And I definitely hope George, Chris, Bradley will be in the next one, or even other cast members and other actors that work in the community theatres in Canberra, or if anyone is new to acting and is their first ever play, I'd love to see what the next one is, whether it's directed by the same Tempo Theatre regular director John or a new director. I think Tempo Theatre will have a bright future ahead with so many other great plays, and I feel the same way with Canberra Rep from volunteering, but I'll leave my volunteering video to another one. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. But I might have a bit of a break till I do my next video, and I'll see you in a video on starting to watch the latest Taskmaster, which I'm definitely excited for. Until then, take care and go see the Lovebirds.